can do business. I can do business. I can do business with zero restrictions. I have my own KRA. I have my own bank details. If there's one question I have received so many times about Ethiopia is, can I open a bank account in Ethiopia? Same love, extending the same experience, and for them to be able to just, remember when they think about Kenya, they remember they met Queen Desta, and Queen Desta was of much help to them, has really been a good thing that I've been enjoying and loving, and being like, yes, have a good record for Kenya. No, there's a phrase that says the grass is greener on the other side, and it's something I've been using to reflect on in different and several areas of my life, on the challenge of actually maybe the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. And I was like, yeah, I'm back in Kenya. I was getting ready to step out, then for a minute it just hit me that some of the things that I had to worry about when I was out of the country, I don't have to think about such things. And I was like, let's sit down and have a chit chat about things I have been loving about moving back to Kenya. And it's very easy for us to look down upon some of the things that we were born in this environment. Sometimes you fail to see the beauty of the things that you have, and you mostly see from other places, the places that you go to. And being away and coming back has made me appreciate some things that were maybe normal before. And that's why today I'm excited to share with you. Let's just do 5 because I don't want to get late. Let's just do 5 things that I have been loving and that you should love if you're Kenyan, and don't take advantage. I know we are all out here complaining about the cost of living. I'm also in that bracket of, and I'm teaching myself to stop being in the ranting phase and adjust accordingly. It's a whole different discussion that we can have. I don't want to be in the complaining lot. That's what basically I'm saying. But also I can't be silent on whatever matters that my voice can help bring. Like if whatever I'm saying is for a change, then yes. But complaining just for the sake of complaining, no. Okay, so I digress. Let's get into it. The first point, which is family. Now, I'm back in Kenya, and I get to spend time with my siblings and with my parents whenever I feel like. And it's not just about spending time with them. Let's say, for example, now I'm currently alone. I'm not with either of my family members, but they are just a phone call away. Like, I mean a phone call away. Even if you're out of the country, you're still a phone call away. But that means they have to buy internet, like the procedure is longer. You could be offline, different time zones, but you're on the same time zone. They call me directly. Like, it's always a joke that we have when you come back in the country about, now I can call you direct. That's some of the things that you could not possibly just do outrightly or every day, any day. Yeah, so I'm happy to be accessible directly and people can get to me. I've also spent time with friends. Well, not as much because I don't have that many, but I've spent time with family mostly. Yeah, most of the time family is my friend. But really, I've been appreciating the times that I've gotten to spend. I've gone to different towns and visited them. It's really been nice. It's one thing that you wish you have. They say when you travel, you'll always miss something. And I think, and I'm grateful for the family people that were able to take me in their homes, in their lives, and I was like family to them. But it's just slightly different when it's your own people and you get to appreciate and to spend time with them, and them knowing that this is actually not always like this. So like, it's more like we appreciate, how you tend to appreciate something more when you've already seen that you can not have it. For example, currently my sister is out of the country, and so this is also at the airport. Hey, my sister is going now. She's flying. See who's flying from Ethiopia now to a whole new country. Yay! Guess who's sleeping? Guess who's sleeping? Sister is out of the country, and for a minute you'll be like, oh, this hangout, my sister will be here. But then now when someone is there, you're able to appreciate them more. So I've really been spending time with family and loving it. The other thing that, this one I know not many people can relate to. If you've never left your place of stay is the thoughts and worries of visa. Wow, it's more than 3 months since I came back to Kenya, and I don't have to think, oh, my visa has expired, or what passport date did they put the stamp? Did they give me a limit on what day I should leave? We're just living. Come on. All my life living in Kenya, I used to take for granted. This was never a thought. Like, no one is gonna come and kick me out. I'm in my home country. Come on. In all honesty, I've been enjoying it. Even those people that have like work residence and stuff like this, they still think about, okay, it has expired and that could mean go back. Like, there's still those logistics, and like if you lose your passport, let's say for example, you're in a foreign country, it's a whole different story compared to me losing my ID card here in my own country. So I'm so happy to say that I've been loving the thought of living and staying without having to worry about what days and keeping tabs on days and stuff like this. I also have to say, I used to love the concept of a limit on knowing you're only in this space for this amount of time. For example, if you have a visitor's visa, let's say for example to Ethiopia, 3 months, okay? For a Kenyan, it's 3 months. I know I have 3 months, and by the end of these 3 months, whatever goals I had, I have to take them within that given time. That is also a good side. But also, come to think about it, also sometimes it gets anxious. Like, you're like, oh, maybe you're not just ready to travel, or maybe you're not ready to take the next step, or you wish you'd be given like 22 more weeks for you to complete whatever you're doing, stuff like this. So I've been enjoying to not worry about any visa expiring or having to leave the country, or I can be deported, or such kind of things. Okay, I've been loving it. The other thing that we take for granted is language barrier. Now this I know is, you'll be like, yeah, I'm back to Kenya where I can hear every lingo, I can hear every word, I can hear when they say, and I don't have to keep worrying about maybe price has been hiked because I don't necessarily speak the language, or maybe I've been treated like this just because I'm not from that country. So I'm happy to be back to my norm. I'm happy to enjoy this season, because I have to say it's also a season, because I love seasons where I don't have to worry about that. I can listen to people's stories in the background. When I was traveling, I used to enjoy not hearing people's bullshit. Like, okay, I guess. Yeah, so I used to enjoy hearing just noise, like people talking, and I don't necessarily understand, and I don't have to think about whatever they're saying. And like here, for example, if I'm walking around the town, one good example would be if someone calls me macho. Like when you're walking around the streets, people love calling people with glasses macho, to me like 4-eyed. So they'll be like machone, stuff like this. It's very irritating. Or if you're walking and people are calling you, it gets irritating to hear. But when you're in a foreign country that speaks a different language, you don't hear these things. You're able to move on life swiftly. So it's a 50-50 thing, but more on the enjoying not to have a language barrier. For example, I recently been doing some shopping here and there, went to Kamukunji, Gikomba, Isli, and you're maneuvering like a normal person from here. Like, I mean, I am, but I don't have to worry about they're gonna look at me and think this, then no. Where, like, for example, if you even go to Tanzania as an example, and they're like, they hear you talk, they hear you're using Kenya shillings, they're like, hike the price. No, I don't have to have such kind of worries. So I'm happy to be back with no language barrier. Yeah, just maneuvering life and doing life easy, swiftly. You can chat with strangers without worry of did they understand what I said? Have they understood? I have to repeat 20 times. I love the challenge. I'm not saying I don't love the challenge, but in this season, I'm enjoying not to have that challenge. And that too comes with, at least for once, I know my way around. Like, I still have been getting lost, but not as lost. Here, you already know how to go about your own country. You don't need tips and tricks like that compared to how much you need them when you are in a foreign country. So I've also been enjoying to move my way around. Like, I love the adventure that comes with figuring out my way around. But currently, I'm in this season where I want to go to Naivasha. I know where to go get my matatu to Naivasha. I want to go to Narok. I know where to Masai Mara, anywhere, Mombasa. I know how to go about my way. So I've been loving that idea, and even way more, I've been enjoying. Okay, don't mind the dogs, please. I've not been enjoying those dogs by the neighbor because they've been making noise, but I'm sorry to every dog lovers. But yeah, anyway, in relation to knowing my way around, I have been enjoying to also show other people my country. I've been interacting with people that are visiting Kenya and visiting Nairobi, the coast, and just showing them my country. I've been loving it and extending the same grace and the same love that I got when I was traveling or when I was living in other countries. Extending the same love, extending the same experience, and for them to be able to just, remember when they think about Kenya, they remember they met Queen Desta, and Queen Desta was of much help to them, has really been a good thing that I've been enjoying and loving, and being like, yes, have a good record for Kenya. Not necessarily doing beyond that which I can't control, but more like being kind, giving directions, telling people where to take this, like just being free with this information that I charge. By the way, if you're looking to visit to any country that I have been to, I do offer consultation services. Please reach out, and we can plan itineraries. You need your tour services here in Kenya. Queen Desta is gonna be down there, so check in the description box and you'll get all the details. If you're planning to come to Africa and you don't have anyone to connect to, reach out to me and we can come up with something that works for both me and you. Anyway, that was on a side note. Yeah, so I've really been enjoying to show people around my country. And the last one before I get late to where I'm going, which I'm having fun with this video. I wish I was doing like 10 because I'm continuing to get more ideas of many other things that I really have been loving, and sometimes we fail to sit down and take notes. The other thing that I've been loving is the fact that I can do business. I can do business with zero restrictions. I have my own KRA. I have my own bank details. If there's one question I have received so many times about Ethiopia is, can I open a bank account in Ethiopia? And what are the requirements? And yeah, you can open a bank account in Ethiopia, but Ethiopia and its system and how it's put, it has some good amount of restrictions for foreigners, and that way I'm able to appreciate coming back to my country. One, I can do business. I have zero restrictions of money in terms of dollars, Kenya shillings, and all these things. I don't have to think about such kind of things. Yeah, I can invest. I can buy anything that I want. I can be whatever I want. Zero restrictions. And these are things that we could be taking for granted, but now I have learned to fully appreciate them more. Yeah. And I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy that I am doing more in the business world and exploring that side more apart from just YouTube. And I'm excited to see where life takes me. If there's a reason that has made me stop traveling, has to be this latter one, because as you travel, you kind of get disattached with the business world when you travel continuous. I'm still gonna be traveling, don't get me wrong. Yeah, so I'm excited to be back to my grounds, and I'm loving this about my country. Let me know in the comment section down below, where are you living and what do you love about the place that you're living, because even in the country that I know many people want to complain about, it starts with an A, but I'm not gonna talk about that here. There's still something to be grateful for, okay? Yeah, and that's a sign that I'm getting late. So let's say always remember to create time for that which ignites your soul. Until next time, bye. I lost my chain of thought. Thanks, dogs. Thanks, dogs.